All right, January is National Stalking Awareness Month, and it's crucial to shed light on this issue that affects the lives of many individuals. And joining us now, we have Becky Lee, Executive Director and founder of Becky's Fund, here to speak more on this topic. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. You're a friend of the show. Welcome back. We've talked about domestic violence and abuse. Let's talk about stalking and what this means, what it looks like.
Sure. I think one of the biggest things about stalking is that I think because of media, pop culture, I think people often romanticize stalking, and this idea that, oh, it's just someone, maybe into you, or it's just this sort of attraction thing, but realizing that it's often very dangerous and often a predictor of future violence. Statistics say that 13.5 million people a year, during the duration of a year, experience stalking, and that goes from everything from obviously in person to even online, but realizing that it's this sort of the watching, this unknowing watching, harassment that creates fear in somebody. I mean, we see examples even like sending unwanted gifts to someone's house, or even at their work, and the person might not have given out their address to that person. One situation we once saw where a woman we were working with, she was actually filling out her protection order, and she had left her place to go take a break. Obviously it was very traumatic. And when she came back, her ex had been there, left a burning cigarette next to the protection order on that table, showing her like he's watching her. And so we realized that often the mental abuse and the mental impact about what stalking can cause.
Yeah, it's a really scary thing. And this just, in the headlines, we were talking earlier, Taylor Swift, she has a stalker, and that guy has been stalking her for so long. How is he able to get away with this?
So the most recent story with that is, I think even in 5 days, arrests, and because obviously there's under New York law, there's no intimate connection. And I think that's also obviously a problem, because often stalking, people might think I have a relationship with that person or parasocial because I see what they're doing and I know what they're up to because they're social media. But that's the danger, I think, understanding that we have to have stricter laws. We have to hold people accountable for stalking. People often say, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal because it's online. There's a study done by Norton saying that around 40% of young people, Gen Z, millennials, saying that, oh, online stalking is not a big deal as long as it's not in person. But it actually is, because again, it's creating that sort of understanding about there's no boundaries, also having no accountability. So why would someone stop doing that, right?
Yeah, bringing in awareness is just so important. Stalking isn't something to brag about. It's not cute, and I hear it in songs and things like that. So a lot of people don't know they're stalkers. Is that correct?
So I think it goes both ways. I think there's an understanding about, or assumption that, oh, stalkers, who are they? They're not related to someone that's actually related or has nothing to do with you. But 85% of stalkers actually are someone that you know. Wow. And we know that above 40% are actually intimate, current or past partner. And then only 15% are the stranger type. So realizing that that's why often stalking is a future predictor of violence. We often see that the stats say 76% of women who were killed by their stalker were stalked a year before. So there's warning signs, but again, we have to make sure that as a community, we're not making jokes and saying, oh, well, you should be flattered that the person is interested in you. Oh, it's not a big deal. Stop being so paranoid or stop being over dramatic. But stalking actually is very impactful, and also people should take alert to it.
Yeah, and how do we stop this?
Sure. I think the biggest thing is understanding how important it is if someone discloses that they're going through this, to believe and validate, saying, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Not like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure it's that big of a deal? Validating what they're feeling. Also saying, whatever I can do to help support you, if that's helping to document it. Because a big part in our legal system is documentation. So documenting, obviously, timestamps, but also in terms of telling other people that's happening to you, and then offering to say, like, I'll create a safety plan with you. What do you need for support to be able, obviously, to go report this?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Becky. You have all the information on it, and thank you so much for your help and work in this.
No, thank you for having me.
All right, I'm going to send things over to you guys.